eye on this. I'm not gonna say a close eye, but I've been keeping an eye on this to where I feel like I could discuss this particular subject matter. Now, I've seen Yellow Beezy before. I've never talked to him before. I've seen him, at Errol Spence fights and all that kind of stuff. Never had a chance to speak to him, you know. But in case you guys don't know, if you've been, hiding under a rock or just been incognito, Yellow Beezy is about to stand trial right now. They're doing pre-trial, and they're putting everything together, the list of witnesses and et cetera, et cetera. Now, one would make you wonder, what's up, CB? One would make you wonder, is eventually Errol Spence going to have to testify? And I'm pretty sure Errol Spence is on that witness list, you know. So it's going to be interesting if they summons Errol Spence to testify, because, well, this to a certain degree is tied to Errol Spence a little bit. Not accusing Errol Spence directly of anything, but just, there were run-ins with Errol Spence and Mo3, and I know that to be fact. As far as Mo3 the person, from what I've been told and from what I heard, I got contacts in Dallas. I know quite a few people. Mo3 was far from a saint, and that's all. And that's all I'm gonna say. So let's not make it look like some kind of Rhodes Scholar got knocked down, because I heard a lot of shit about Mo3, and we'll leave it at that. And I know some people close to the situation that can verify the stuff I heard. I'm talking about people that's really close to the situation with Yellow Beezy, Mo3, Rainwater, etc., etc. So, at the end of the day, it was a situation where somebody possibly felt that something needed to get done, because I know for a fact there were issues going on with Mo3 and Errol Spence, and to a certain degree, which possibly led to that unfaithful night. I'm glad that Errol Spence came out okay with the car crash, and don't come on here talking about I'm speculating. Listen, the streets talk. Okay, it's been put out there. Okay, it's been put out there. Let's not play no games. It's been put out there. Okay. So, with that being said, basically, Yellow Beezy is about to stand trial for basically putting out a hit on Mo3. But what they're trying to do is they're trying to use some of his lyrics, not the main key lyrics in which the prosecution was trying to use, just certain elements. Now, me myself, I feel like lyrics should not be used in court, because you can't, people just talk. But at the same time, you should be very careful about what you write about. You do need to make it look like you're just talking in character and all that kind of stuff. But there have been a couple of incidents where people really did self implicate themselves on songs. There was one rapper from the Sacramento area. Allegedly, he used the so-called weapon that he used on somebody, and you know who I'm talking about. Now, some people got mad at me, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. Don't come on here trying to check me. Everybody knows what happened with that rapper. Allegedly, the weapon that was supposed to have been used in a incident, this particular rapper used it on an album cover. And if he did that, that's not smart. That's not smart at all. To me, it looked like this case is very, you know, floppy, to say the least, because what has been happening is that basically the prosecution haven't been getting people to really cooperate, the ones that they needed. So basically they're trying to use, you know, old interviews and some lyrics. So like I said, this is kind of like a very shaky case. This is to me, this is really a truly a 50-50 case. So it's one of them situations. I wouldn't be surprised if Yellow Beezy beat the case, but I wouldn't be surprised if they convicted him. But this is what I've been saying. But the subject of the matter is um, one of the elements of this case that's going to be submitted as evidence is basically an interview with Yellow Beezy talking to DJ Vlad, basically talking about if somebody shot him, he wouldn't want to shake their hand. He would be looking to get his lick back. Now we all know that a lot of these dudes exaggerate on interviews. They want to portray themselves and pass themselves off as, super nigga. So once again, that's very flimsy to say the least as well. I mean, a good man, I'm saying a good lawyer could basically poke holes in that. But what I'm saying is, for the longest, this is not the first time that somebody has used the interview with DJ Blad as evidence in a trial. I've been saying for the longest, I've been begging and pleading. I've been begging and pleading with people to stop talking to that dude, DJ Blad. It ain't about hate. I don't, like I said, I don't like my people being lined up talking to this culture vulture. He is a culture vulture, and he's a lame. He's a cornball. This is the dude that is predicated on capitalizing and profiting off of black culture. At the same time, occasionally throwing them under a bus and basically putting them in a situation to implicate themselves. I've warned people, I've talked to people several times about talking to this dude. Now, of course, he's gonna play stupid and be like, "What are you talking about? Who, me?" He loves it. That's one of his games. He loves to play. Who, me? Why is everybody? Because every time you see an interview with you or look at a snippet, it's always you asking some kind of question to where it's almost like it's an interrogation. And like I said, this dude is obsessed with black people. His obsession with black people is weird to me. But then again, that seems to be the story of America, or should I say the story of the world. People wake up in the morning worrying about what black people is doing. We live rent free in a lot of these people's head. Well, I'm gonna say this, Tyrone. As a street dude myself, listen, it's a flimsy. The case is flimsy to me. It's kind of a flimsy case because basically the so-called shooter, he refuses to roll over. So, I mean, at the end of the day, they've been trying to get him to roll over for the last 5 plus years, going on 6. So, if he doesn't say anything, who knows? You know, Yellow Beezy's chances get better every day. So, I'm just keep I'm just keeping it a buck. But I've been telling people to stop talking to that dude. You know, I done called several people that I know that did interviews with that dude, and people be trying to say this dude is cool. He is not cool at all. He is not cool at all. He has this fixation, this fixation with so-called street culture or the streets. And the sad part about it is this dude is a white foreign tether from Ukraine. He's a white tether. And by the way, his mixtapes used to be trash. But this is what I'll be saying. Y'all are the ones that be solidifying these type of dudes. Like I said before, I hope that 5 or 10 grand that he pay you is worth it. That 5 or 10 grand that he pay you, where you could do anywhere from five to 10 to who knows, possibly life. Fuck it around with this dude. Now I know it's gonna people. I know there's gonna be people that's gonna defend him, but you know that's the disappointment you get with black people anyway. Because black people always defend people they ain't got no business defending. You got black people that will go to bat for people that you know don't like black people as a whole. Look how many of these boxing niggas be aligning themselves with Ryan Garcia after all the stuff he said and what he did to Devin, and he cheated, and people still sitting up there aligning themselves with, and then letting Ryan Garcia use them to come on their platforms to try to promote his lousy, sorry ass upcoming fight. I just find that astonishing. Black people will forgive these non-blacks a lot quick for, you know, for far worse stuff than, you know, another black person. That's why I don't respect a lot of these boxing dudes. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I may be on one this weekend. In case you guys don't know, I will be covering Lamont Rose versus William Zepeda. So I will be in Vegas covering that fight. I'm pretty sure that Keyshawn is going to show up. At the end of the day, I'm not going to be asking people for interviews this time. I'm just going to possibly pull out the camera. I'm going to just start doing like everybody else, just because actually that's what I'm there to do. And I just want to see if these dudes going to keep the same energy that they be talking online and stuff. But that's what I'm saying. These dudes never had the same energy, but like I said, you warn these dudes. You say, "Hey man, stop talking to Vlad," and that's a reason why, to a certain degree. And I'm not trying to attack the brother or whatever the case may be, but this would have seemed like this was the master plan all along with him. Like I had to fall back a little bit on Corey Holcomb because Corey Holcomb be talking all this black shit. And listen, whether you like Avery Spears or not. You sitting up there bringing a white op on your platform to talk about another black man. You don't need DJ Vlad to solidify the issues that you have with Avery Spears. Everybody knows what type of dude Avery Spears is. We already know that Avery Spears is a buck dancer. We already know that. But that's the thing, man. You bringing a white man to sit up there and you know, and I'm just saying, and I ain't worried about Corey Holcomb. We already know what Corey Holcomb does. When you get at him, when you call him out on some of his hypocrisy, he'll call you gay and all that typical bullshit, which don't mean nothing. That's his go-to move, which that's tired because he don't want to take accountability. So I'm just saying. Now all of a sudden, Corey Holcomb had been on his show, so I had to fall back on homeboy because it seemed like that's all he wanted was for Vlad to come on his show, and he didn't have to pay Vlad, and then he'd go on Vlad's show, and Vlad wouldn't have to pay him because, like I said, who cares what DJ Vlad think? DJ Vlad ain't one of us. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about black people wanting to have white approval and white validation. See, that's the difference between me and a lot of these other people on here. I do not give two fucks about their opinion and what they think. And I think that's why a lot of them shy away from me because they know I truly don't give a damn. And they know that they can't get under my skin. They know they know that I don't care. So they can't poke this bear. Because they ain't going to get a reaction. Because you know why? I'm going to go back in my cave and hibernate and sleep on them. Because they ain't that important to me. But like I said, I never understood what is this fixation where black people just feel like they made it to the mountaintop if somebody requests their presence that happen not to be black. But then these are the same black people that beg black people to help them come up and support them and stuff. Like I said, I've been talking to these dudes. I tell these dudes several times, I hit these dudes up. I say, hey, man, why don't you come on my platform, you know, to help promote your projects and everything. You don't hear nothing from them. And then I know for a fact that these dudes that'll sit up here and try to ask us for thousands of dollars to come on our platform, they don't be charging. A lot of them don't even be charging them non-blacks or them Caucasians to make appearances on their platform. Some of them don't be getting paid. Listen, your boy Town know everything. Well, you know what, Dre? Look what did happen to me. Telling the truth. Like I said before, y'all didn't heard me talk about this media stuff. Now ask yourself this: I get credentialed by everybody except the so-called Black Brand Promotional Company, the PBC. This is the Golden Boy top rank promotion. They always give me credentials, but the PBC, make that make sense. But then at the same time, behind the scenes, they want us to sit up there and talk about them and promote their fighters. And then at the same time, if they get into it with us or we have a disagreement, they tell their fighters not to talk to us. But I'm gonna be, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go to Vegas. I'm gonna do what I do best. I'm gonna provide y'all the best footage and some of the best interviews because that's what I do with the best photos and shit. But like I keep saying, I care about black people. I care about these brothers, man. Stop letting these dudes profit off of y'all like Vlad. He don't give a Vlad, Adam 22, and there's a few other people out there. What is the deal with y'all just feeling validated when somebody like them invites you to their platform? Like for real. I just don't get this. I've been warning people. So now, once again, they're gonna use some previous DJ Vlad interviews with Yellow Beezy. They're gonna try to use that in court. Like I said, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. To me, this is a flimsy case. As long as the alleged shooter don't open his mouth, this is 50-50. So this could be nifty-50 in favor of Yellow Beezy. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I know. Is it wrong for me to say that I don't want Yellow Beezy to be convicted? I don't want her to be convicted. But I'm just telling y'all to brace yourself. Don't be surprised if Errol Spence get eventually called to court. And like I said, I'm not trying to put nothing on Errol Spence. I'm just saying. And keep in mind, Errol Spence is a civilian, or quote unquote, Errol Spence is not a street dude. I don't like to use that word civilian because we're all civilians, unless we have a badge or whatever, or we're in the military. So we're all pretty much civilians. Street dudes are just dudes that come from the streets. But I got a feeling that Errol Spence's name is on that list. Now the problem is, in case Errol Spence is called, then we gonna have this whole I'm telling you right now, I'm giving you a prelude. I'm predicting the future. If in case Errol Spence is called to testify, we gonna start hearing these ridiculous videos about Errol Spence possibly being a rat and all that kind of no. Just telling y'all. I'm just telling y'all, I expect that to happen, and I'm not even going to engage in that ridiculous conversation if that happens. But I'm not gonna lie, I am rooting for Yellow Beezy to be. I am rooting for Yellow Beezy to beat the case. Yeah, today I've been looking at Corey Holcomb funny for a minute because at the end of the day, I done seen so many elements where dude be kind of like contradicting himself, and he ain't as militant and pro-black as he pretend to be. Cause like I said, him having Vlad on his show, yeah, that just really like made me just fall back. I haven't listened to the 50-50, the 5150 show in a minute. Because like I said, that's the problem. We got to stop giving these dudes a outlet. We got to stop letting these dudes make money off of us and profit off of us. Because like I said, that dude is the open enemy. Nobody cares about him and his, nobody cares about him and his lust for black women. That doesn't mean jack shit. That don't mean nothing to me, and I don't care about that. All I care about is these brothers and sisters that be going on the show, letting him exploit them and basically ask them, trick questions to implicate themselves. And like I said, he have a obsession with that. So, and you didn't see them interviews where dude, and then I just want to tell you niggas that go on his outlet, don't answer those type of questions. Don't answer no type of criminal knowledge, don't ology shit. Don't answer that shit. If he asks you about, don't answer it. Just be like, next question. Yeah, man, because I done seen people. Yeah, man. So what happened was we ran up, over there. We ran up in the cut at me. Wait a minute. So what did you say you did? So and you just seen him asking people that type of question. Wait, could you repeat what you said? What? I mean, come on, man. That's Fed shit. I mean, that's like interrogation shit. That's like for real. So I'm telling you now, they're gonna use his interviews with that dude in court against him, which I said is kind of flimsy. Yeah, Dre. Corey was on Vlad's show. So that just really like made me like kind of turned my stomach. And I'm gonna say this again: DJ Vlad is not from the Bay Area. He is not from Oakland. That dude is from Ukraine. That dude is an immigrant tether. He's a white immigrant tether. He just went to college out here. He went to, if I'm not mistaken, he went to UC Berkeley. That dude is not from Oakland. He is not from the Bay Area. We do not claim, I can tell you right now, it's two people from the Bay Area that we don't claim. We don't claim DJ Vlad and we don't claim Malika Andrews. We do not claim them. I know Malika Andrews is from Oakland, but we do not. When I say we do not claim her, we do not claim her. Sort of like a lot of people in Detroit don't claim Lonnie Love. We do not claim Malika Andrews. But like I said, the fact that they're gonna try to use, they're gonna use certain elements. So the judge said that they couldn't use like the so-called crucial elements of some of the songs, just certain parts. And I think they gonna try to have some guy, what's his name? What do you call himself? Trap Boy Freddy. Y'all gotta understand, I don't listen to a lot of the I don't listen to a lot of trap music, or drill or drill music. I'm y'all gotta understand, I'm from a different era. I'm from like the Scarface, I'm from that era. Scarface, Willie D, those kind of guys, and then in the 2000s, the early 2000s, the TIs, the Game, and guys like WC, those type of dudes. So I'm from Mac 10, Too Short, so I'm from, like I said, I like some of the new stuff, but I don't like all of the new stuff because a lot of it sound the same. What's up, Timmy? So just saying. I done made several videos begging and pleading with these people to stop talking to Vlad. Because if you don't stop talking to Vlad and he gets you to slip up and say something, yeah, it will end up in getting used in court. I keep trying to tell people this is why people call him, aka DJ Vlad Rally. DJ Fed. All them dudes like Adam 22. And listen, I'm not saying that you shouldn't talk to white media outlets, just not them kind. At the end of the day, you have a right to expand your brand. I just said when you talk to those type of dudes who are not from the culture, who not from the streets, but just have this infatuation and see black people and only in that perspective, them type of dudes is dangerous for us. And I don't know why people just be running to those outlets, can't wait to sit up there and spill their guts talking to dudes like that. I don't need anybody that I want y'all to watch the interview that I did with this author of children's books named Ramona Thomas. See, I know what type of questions to ask and stuff. I'm not ever gonna ask nobody nothing that's gonna incriminate them. And then I've done those type of interviews where some of these dudes were talking a little too much. I'm like, hey, stop. Sometimes, y'all, you have to save somebody from themselves. Sometimes you have to save people from themselves. And I'm the type of dude, I will save somebody from themselves if I have to. But then again, I tried not to ask questions where dudes can put themselves at risk. I didn't dealt, you know what I'm saying? I didn't dealt with, people that's really in the criminal environment because, I know people. I didn't, I didn't been in that environment. So, at the same time, I know what to say and I know what type of questions to ask. But you just see several people. You didn't like dude say, Vlad, Adam 22 is nigga needers. And so is Ryan Garcia. They need niggas to be relevant. They can't do it without us. But then again, most people need us to be relevant. Because whether people like us or not, they have an infatuation with us. Whether it's a love, hate, or curiosity, they have an infatuation with us to where whenever we open our mouths, they want to hear what we have to say. Now, whether they can use it against us or use it for them to benefit, they will at least listen. And this is why you have to be careful who you talk to. I'm just keeping it real. For years, I didn't saw that dude doing this. And like I said, he gonna play stupid. And then, the sad part about it, it's gonna be some rapper or somebody that's gonna run right on his platform and ask him about it. And he gonna either be coy about it or he gonna be nonchalant or dismissive about it. But we didn't seen him doing that several times. Like I said, he always tries to play that who me shit. You know what the fuck you be doing, dude. We all done saw what you be doing. And like I said, there have been plenty of media outlets that have warned you about talking to dudes like urban politician. You done heard the homie Spider Loke. You done heard me. You done heard 7-8. You done heard quite a few people warning you about talking to that dude. But y'all still continue to bring y'all black asses on this platform. And not only do you go on this platform, you let him profit off of you. This man makes millions of dollars a year profiting off the black community primarily, because mostly all his interview out of every 10 interviews he does, probably like 8 of them are black people. The dude has an obsession with black people. Shit is weird. But hopefully, because like I said, after the day, I'm not warning nobody. I'm not telling nobody to stop fucking with that dude. After this, if you go on his platform after all this and continue to talk to this dude, let him ask you questionable questions and you still answer them or don't say no comment, then whatever happened to your ass after this, that's on you. I'm not giving no more warnings. Now it's one of them situations. This is on you. If you make your bed, you finna lie in it. So that's all I have to say. Anyway, appreciate you guys. Your boy Tam. I'm out.